Hello, this is J.A. McDonald, and welcome back to Tour de Minecraft. This episode is called, well, not just this episode, but these few episodes, there's going to be multiple episodes, is called The Failures of Experience. Basically, this is a world that I started with a friend of mine. I can't remember his Minecraft name. Well, I know his Minecraft name, I just don't know how to pronounce it. It's like Grendel Fire or something like that. And Sarnon was the other person on this server. It was a Hamachi server. So I just broadcast it from my local computer over Hamachi. And the reason it's called Failure of Experience is after the previous two worlds, I figured I knew how to do things, and I knew about the spawn chunks and everything, so the first thing I did when starting a new world is I went and stood on spawn, and I put in the spawn chunks marker. It's that glass barrier you see up there. Marked out the entirety of the spawn chunks, because I wanted to keep my whole house in the spawn chunks. That's a big mistake. Mistakes just kept piling on mistakes. The first thing I did here is I'd made my automatic chicken farm. This one wasn't a mistake. It's a one hopper farm because I didn't have much iron. So I just used water and a bunch of chickens. Chickens were the hardest part to get. Immediately put up a nether portal over here. And behind that nether portal is a hopper timer spitting items into it, or it used to have items. It doesn't look like it has any more. Basically, I wanted to keep the spawn chunks active while I was in the nether, so everything would still run. Over here, we immediately strung a railroad cart line to a village farm, and an automatic village breeder over here, which is working fairly well, I think it was. Yeah. That was connected. Oh, great. Oh, there's a staircase. That's connected all the way over to this village over here. It's out in that plains somewhere. Let's see if I can. It doesn't matter. Whatever. The village is just outside of the spawn chunks. This rail line was mostly put in by Grendel Fire, and it runs all over the place. I decided in this world that for my house I was going to have a really awesome tower fortress on a mountain. Something I have decided never to do, and have mentioned that in previous videos. Because, yeah, I forgot that I wasn't going to ever do it again in this one, and did it again. This is a spot where I can throw items to my sorting system. I have a nice long staircase up, and a minecart track up. So I think, well, actually, there's one other way up to my tower, which is the one I'm going to take. I have a sword named Home here, and if I put Home in my first slot and select it, I'm instantly teleported home. And that's a little something I just put in because I got tired of walking up my stairs. It is a command block thing, so this is not modded, it's enhanced survival. Then I put in a minecart rail that I can ride all the way down the mountain at the click of a button. And it will take me down this nice little track. There's a bit of my sorter system you just saw. But yeah, it's a nice place, don't get me wrong. But the problem is there's just so much stuff here. Let me go back up this real quick here, and I'll show you what I mean. You might notice that I have quite a bit of lag. That's not just from recording, although the recording does accentuate it a bit. What it's partly from is over here, I have a super efficient mob farm. I don't remember where I got this tutorial, but this is a 6th-floor dropper-based washing mob farm with a lava blade in it that has pretty good drop rates built inside the spawn chunks so that I wouldn't have to worry about it despawning. Or I wouldn't have to worry about it deloading. So it could always be running, which causes huge amounts of lag for me. We also turned off inventory dropping, so you keep your inventory, which was very useful thing to do. Then if you go down this staircase here, you get to another one of the causes of the lag. Hang on, here we are. Nope, one more. I have a massive sorting system in here. A huge overflow protected sorting system which will trash any overflow items. That sorts everything I have coming in from a farm. Like, this and that, and here's some iron. Where's the iron chest? Anyhow, this thing's been sorting everything, and it causes a bunch of lag. The really cool thing about it, though, is the minecarts. I put in a system to detect whether a minecart is full or empty. Or not full or empty. Well, yes, actually. Basically, the minecarts come up here, and if they have a player on them, they trip this tripwire, which redirects them down this track and back up there. If they don't have a player on them, they get redirected through this track, which will then check if they're full or not. If they're full, it'll direct them over here, where they'll be drained into that chest and then sent along onto a storage line. And if they're not full, they'll get sent back up to here because it assumes that it's just a riderless, rideable cart, and that will go back up to the top so I can ride it down. Then that feeds directly into the sorter system. Lots of hoppers are part of the lag cause. And this we played this world for a few weeks, and then we just got bored with it because partly there was so much lag, and just it was just not fun, really, for some reason. Down here is my mine. I have a nice little item elevator down here somewheres. Here it is. That'll shoot items up to my sorting system. Nice little grid mine of mine that I like doing. Very efficient. Very boring. Hang on, let me go home. Then I have a fairly well explored map. Well, not really. Not compared to some others I've done. Down this mountain I put in a little bit of a splash pool so I can just kind of jump off the mountain safely. I miss it more often than I hit it, but it doesn't matter since keep inventories on. Whatever. I can't make it. And now I can just go and try again. Yep. And I just was too experienced at, or I thought I was. I thought I knew everything about how to start a new world and put everything in the spawn chunks and build your farms immediately and everything. But really, it's just not right. It caused too much lag. Here's Sarnon's house. Pretty cool little house. And then up there is the iron farm. Just a standard iron farm up there. Cranks out iron, shoots out poppies. I'm pretty sure, it shoots out poppies. Or at least it will when I get the poppy shooter going. It's disconnected right now. Then up here we have the rail line, and it goes up onto the top of the iron farm. I think I mentioned this was mostly put in by Grendel Lafire. And it goes off to his house, which is very interesting. Let's see if I can't run out there. He just completely disregarded my warning about build inside the spawn chunks and build elsewhere, which is a good thing, because now I know don't build in the spawn chunks, build somewhere else. Save the spawn chunks for the things you really want to keep running all the time, like your chicken farm and your Iron Titan and any passive mob farms you might have. But don't just settle in it. Here's his house. I think it looks a bit like a cathedral. And there's really nothing else on this world because we decided that we were bored with it and we're immediately going to start a new world, which is another mistake. And I'll get onto that next episode.